So it's the last week in February, and I decided what better place to vacation from Chicago than Minnesota? No, that's where. This episode is going to be a bit different than my usual PowerPoint on cocaine type of format. This time, I have a cast of people, or person, helping me out. So we're going to do this thing under the usual voiceover with some edit effects for some wacky shit. There's something I usually say when this type of shooting game is retrospectivized on my show. Well, here goes something.
Every now and then you run into a situation where there's no other possible way out of it.
Then you just grab a gun and start shooting at everyone involved.
Survive it.
Zombie Raid, it's where we're going with that premise today. Stupid creatures of the night, when will you learn that you can't stand up to one man with a gun in every bullet on the planet Earth? Uh-oh, I've hit a small snag. This is David, he's helping me recall today, and he goes by TheManZombie online. But if I'm raiding zombies, how do I not confuse the two? This could get dangerous for him, so let's get this right so he stays safe. This is Zombie Raid. This is TheManZombie. This is Zombie Raid. This is TheManZombie. Zombie Raid, TheManZombie, Zombie Raid, TheManZombie, Zombie Raid, Zombie Raid, TheManZombie, Zombie Raid, ManZombie. Where did he go? This is one of those shooters similar in style to Revolution X. It can be fast, there's a good deal of things to shoot at. This includes developer credits, and there's plenty of out-of-place explosions as well. Quick little fun fact, if you shoot the gate to a graveyard, they will explode. Must have been made with explosive laced iron, by Bane. From The Dark Knight Rises, I remember vaguely that this game is called Zombie Raid. There's still no shortage of mummies, hillbillies, werewolves, Frankensteins, or zombies either. There's one! Oh, that was close. Now where'd that lazy-ass David go? We got scenes to shoot. Now, where Revolution X had some tricks to look more 3D, this game did not. It's mainly layered backdrops and a shooting gallery of creatures of the night. The thing is, the backdrops have a digitized look with no shortage of blood, gore, viscera, and sometimes maggots all around, but the enemies you shoot at have a very exaggerated foreshortened anime style to them. It just makes things look a little out of place to me, but then again, for a shooting game, I guess you want the targets to look obvious when it's time to shoot them. This is something that other zombies need to learn. Friggin' David, be more obvious! It's also fun to see enemies explode down to a very exposed ribcage from one bullet. This gun must be the mini equivalent to Zeus's lightning bolt. I mean, zap, explode, holy shit! Now that's how you exaggerate blood and gore. Even I'm not a huge fan of it at this level. There's over the top, then there's over the top. I'm a huge fan of over the top, but not so much over the top. There's only so much top that you can go over, man. You are Detective Edward Windsor, and it's 1918. Basically, take the Castlevania plotline, put it in a rail shooter from there, and instead of Dracula, you're looking for a scientist who caused all of this. There's plenty of the usual backdrops, such as a cemetery, card chase, catacomb, science lab, and so it goes. But when you finally do encounter a zombie, they're a rare breed in which they can function without their head. But to be safe, here's TheManZombie, and I have this sword. So once again, in the name of arcade recall experimentation, we're going to see if David can function without his head attached. Where are you going? Don't be a jerk, David! One big gripe I have about this game is the gun is attached to the machine. In some cases this works, but it's usually when the game does have a crosshair. I mean, Carnival also had a shotgun and zombies, but you could hold the shotgun and it felt easier to cock the damn thing as well. I mean, what if your height isn't quite tall enough, or too tall? You're not going to have a very comfortable time playing this game. I feel bad that Manute Bull or Peter Dinklage likely cannot enjoy the game as much as the rest of us. Now, this is something that happened, but I can find no explanations. But it happened during a two-player playthrough with one of my fans. James, you get a cameo. You rule, we shall arcade again. At one point, we were diverted from the main game and played a game of tic-tac-toe. I can't find any info on it, so however we did this is lost to the ages. If you win tic-tac-toe, you get a gun that holds some kind of magic bullet. But only one. Powerful as all hell, but since most of the enemies die in one shot, what was the point? Aside from having you reload a hell of a lot more. The other usual stuff from a shooting game is here, innocent bystanders, and other gun upgrades, but that sums that up. This was out in 1995, and it was made by Sammy. Who? Yes, the same Sammy that made a lesser favorite arcade game of mine known as the infamous Mortal Kombat lookalike cash-in called Survival Arts. I love to make fun of this game in clever ways in my arcade recall, so here's another one. Survival Arts? More like survive all farts. Burn. Swish. I know Sammy is a leading maker of pachinko machines in Japan, and frankly, I would like to try one of those versus the video games I've played made by them. I bet most are more fun. There's also a lack of music throughout this game. I usually try to find some from the game I'm looking back on, but there was very little in this game. Judging by Survival Arts music being on a constant loop of crappiness, I'm guessing they gave up and just said, fuck the music, it's not like we need more production quality, and this saves us some time and money. The sound was also very, staticky, if that's a word. I like sound quality, I like to rock, and so does David. Observe. This game has a small twist, feels like more of a cash grab to me, but basically you just shoot everything in the levels and try and collect these 3 jewels. If you don't, you get cut off before the final level. Not only that, but dropped into a pit of despair and most likely impaled on a spike. So you could pump many quarters into this game and get screwed 3/4 of the way through. I'm not a fan of this shit. This is a hard enough game leading up to that, only to have this happen? Total doucheball move. Does this game deserve a core tour? That's a tough one. Should you be lucky enough to find it anywhere since it wasn't ever released on any home consoles, not even Dreamcast, you should give it a try. Stumble upon it and sure. Just don't let it take more than $1 worth of quarters from you. Holding the cabinet attached gun any longer may result in severe spinal hunchbackism or overstretching depending on your height. That will do it for today. Arcade Past, let's make it last.